Hello people, what's going on? It is Ashley Rak-Su here, and round the corner on the 20th of January is going to be Misfits number 12. So the first fight that we're going to be previewing is Hstikkytokky versus Ricci. For me personally, I've never heard of Ricci before. I have done some research into him and he's got millions of followers across TikTok, across Instagram, across YouTube as well, and he actually does seem like he's got a really loyal, large fan base which is going to be coming over to Misfits, which is really, really cool. On the other side of it, I guess if you've been growing up in the UK or you live here, Hstikkytokky is somebody who you would have seen at some point, whether it's on TikTok. Kind of all know who he is, and he is definitely what I would describe as a larger than life character. I think he can be quite polarizing and he can say some stuff which is like, if the line is here, sometimes HS goes all the way to here. And even on the initial video where he spoke about having the fight, there were definitely some homophobic slurs from Hstikkytokky towards Teo. The press conference is something that I can't wait for. It's going to be fireworks and there's going to be a lot of things said which are definitely not advisable and are well past the line. It's influencer boxing. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, and we're gonna all get to see a spectacle, which is what we want. Now, they're both big boys. It hasn't been announced what the weight limit is that they're gonna be fighting at, but I would imagine it's gonna be heavyweight or it's gonna be cruiserweight. Neither of them have had a fight before in this space, so it's gonna be quite intriguing to see how good they actually are. HS looks like he's a bigger guy with more muscle, but Teo does look like he's in good shape as well, and he clearly looks after himself, so physically they should be able to have a good battle. One of the other storylines which I think is really interesting between Hstikkytokky versus Teo is that Teo's actually trained by BJ Flores, and BJ Flores was Jake Paul's coach and actually wanted to train Hstikkytokky before Hstikkytokky ended up longing him off. And on the other side of it, HS is training at Shoot Fighters in London, which is where KSI trains. So whilst we haven't got KSI versus Jake Paul happening right now and that fight isn't signed, in a backwards roundabout way, we are going to see somebody who's had a lot of an impact in Jake Paul's career fighting against somebody who's had a lot of an impact on KSI's career. So that is another little permutation to this, which I find interesting. On top of both of these things, one aspect that I'm really looking forward to is I think we're going to have another star coming out of this. These aren't people with 2, 3, 400,000 followers. They've legitimately got millions and they have a real actively engaged fan base. So I do think that if one of these guys is able to go in there and get a stoppage or win really, really well, there's a real chance that we're going to get another star being made in that heavyweight cruiserweight division. I think that's really important because obviously we have Chase Demore, we have JMX, and we have Temper as kind of like the big people with massive followings. But then besides that, you got your Temper Watch, your Minicon, your Arms Corleone, your Miles, Rak-Su, who are all kind of budding and vying for these positions, but they're not massive people in their own right. And that hopefully is what we'll get out of this, which I think is really, really critical. I'm looking forward to it. I would love to make a prediction, but I've seen no training footage from either of them. I've seen no prior fights from either of them. So just going on personality alone and just knowing how kind of outwardly aggressive and self-confident that he is, I'm gonna say that I believe HS wins it by stoppage in round 3. But regardless of what happens, I can't wait to see it. It's going to be amazing for the whole space as well as for those two individuals. I'm pretty sure within a couple of fights, one of them will be contesting for a Misfits belt. Guys, like and subscribe to the channel anyway. I'll be doing previews and breakdowns of all the other fights too. I'm going to see you soon. Peace.